So let's take a look at how you can easily use a simple free code snippet, which will be linked in the description down below, so you can grab that. How we can change the WordPress dashboard into a dark mode version of it. This is exactly what I'm talking about. You can see that we've got our dark mode. If we come into Pages, for example, inside there we've got everything set up the way you'd expect. We've got custom on hover colors. If we go into something like the appearance section, again, you can see everything is customizing the color. And even if we're using a plugin like Fluent Snippets, for example, everything is working inside there. Now, let me just quickly say the caveat to this. This is not perfect. This is a starting point for you to get started, tweak it to the way that you want, and then have a bit of fun with it. Don't take it too seriously. It's a starting point and nothing more. I also want to draw your attention to one other thing before we take a look at how to do this. You'll notice down the left-hand side, we've got a red highlight on this sort of dark gray background. This is controlled and it's not changed at all by the code snippet I'm going to provide. This is all done by simply coming to the users into your profile. And in there, you can just choose one of your admin color schemes. You've got the default. You can choose one of these light ones. You can see that it changes the top on the left-hand side, but it won't affect the main area. So choose something that you think is nice, in keeping, and relevant. I quite like the look of the red one. And then just hit the save on there and you are good to go. The rest of the content can be modified. Obviously, if you want to modify all this, go to town on it. Have a bit of fun. Use the starting point that I created and then just go to town with it. So to get started, we're going to be using a code snippet type plugin. We're going to use Fluent Snippets, which is totally free, but you can use any of the other options out there, paid or free. It doesn't matter. As long as they allow you to add custom PHP to your WordPress copy, then it's all good. I've already created one. Like I say, I'll link this in the description. Custom dashboard style dark. You can see this is a PHP code snippet, and that's the important thing, because what we're doing is we're creating a custom function called apply custom styles, and then at the bottom, we're adding that action to the admin head, and we're running the apply custom styles from there. So this is invoking this inside our dashboard of WordPress. The other thing worth noting, I've set this to be only used inside the admin area, so it's not going to run anywhere else. Okay, with that being said, let's take a quick look at some of the things in here. I'm not going to go through the entire definition, list of definitions, because, well, to be honest, it's overkill for what we need. Okay, now, there's one thing I do want to draw your attention to in the way that most of this works. It's using the filter, invert, and the hue-rotate options that's part of CSS. So what this is doing is, it's taking a look at the color scheme that's currently used as the standard normal WordPress dashboard, and it's inverting it, and then it's actually reducing it to 0.85. So it's not a complete reversal. In other words, black won't be black, it'll be dark gray, and white won't be white, it'll be a light gray. So it'll kind of invert what you see as standard. Now, the reason I'm drawing your attention to this is because it's important then when you want to have things that are the opposite, you want, for example, bright white, then you need to make sure that you actually re-invert those definitions. Let me show you what I'm talking about. You can see we've got the change the link color to white. So this isn't going to be pure white, but then you shouldn't really use pure white anyway. So what it's saying is it's looking for the WP body content, which is the main area inside the dashboard. Looking for the links inside there, then it's inverting this and we're using the color of white. So it's going to invert the colors back for us, and then whatever definition we actually place inside here will be relatively true to 0.85% of itself. Again, I hope it makes sense. You could easily change these values to something else if you want to make them totally white, whatever you want. And the same thing then goes for the link colors. You can see we've got the link color set. Now I've got this set to yellow, but let's just change that to red for this example, but you can change it to whatever you want. And you can see this is doing the same thing again. So this is inverting those colors just for this definition and then setting those colors to be red. So our highlight color, when we go over any links inside the main area, will be red. So you can see if you just go on through most of these, it's all pretty self-explanatory. It's just referencing the relevant different CSS classes and then changing them, either inverting them, and that's all it's doing, or it's inverting them and doing something else, maybe changing the color and so on. It's all pretty simple. But use this as a starting point. Want to add more to it? Want to customize the left bar, the top bar? Go to town. Use this as your starting point and then have a little bit of fun. Tweak those values. You can't do any damage. It's a little bit of CSS code inside a code snippet, which you can easily disable if things go pear-shaped. But hopefully this will get you started. It's a nice, easy way to get up and running. And if you want to go with exactly what I've got, just literally use the code that I've got that I'll be linking, and also just set your left-hand column to be the color that I've used, which is red in this case. And if you want to tweak those first two definitions and change those colors for the links and the text, go to town on it. Anyway, that's a little bit of fun. Hopefully you'll find this useful. You'll enjoy the code. You'll modify it. And if you do modify it, let me know what you did. Show some screen examples, whatever you want, so I can see how you've tweaked it. As always, All links are in the description. The link to the code is there as well. My name is Paul C. This is WPTuts, and until next time, take care.